Go ahead, Rick. Steve, what did you see in James tonight? He looked particularly explosive right from the get-go.
Yeah, he looked great. Played really very well. Obviously played great Christmas Day. And then carried it over. I mean, obviously getting to the rim a ton. Made some threes, 15 assists, 3 turnovers. Just set the tone for us and was outstanding.
Do you think that might have been a silver lining from perhaps the break that he got after playing so many heavy minutes, that maybe he got a burst of juice and freshness?
Maybe, yeah. He definitely looked really sharp tonight, and was able to get downhill a lot and get in the paint and cause a lot of problems. So just was outstanding.
Brian Lewis. Brian, you're muted.
I apologize. Following up on that, I mean, for James, and during the time that he was out, you never know how a guy is going to come back from something like that. But has he surprised you physically, just at how explosive he's looked and how athletic he's looked, considering, I mean, he had 2 weeks off and had to go through what he went through?
Happy. I don't know about surprise. I know he was doing his homework when he was at home. So, I think a little bit of him wanting to do work when he was at home, him taking advantage of every moment in the gym once he was cleared, and put him, and then on top of that, a little bit of rest. I think it put him in a position to be here, but I wasn't expecting it. You're expecting guys to kind of feel their way back into it, but from the jump against the Lakers and against tonight, he's just been clinical. So just such a great head of the snake for us, and when he plays like that, it's very difficult to beat.
Alex Schiffer.
Going off that, I mean, it seems like there were stretches where he was just involved in every play, and you see what he opened up for DeAndre, Nick, et cetera. Just when he's going like that, what can you speak to the domino effect it has with the supporting cast you have out there with him?
Yeah, I mean, they were doubling him tonight a lot too. So every time he was isolated, they would send another man, and he was very I think slick getting off the ball early and allowing our guys time to play 3-on-2, 2-on-1. So he not only stuffed the stat sheet, but he also, I think, initiated a lot of great opportunities for the rest of the guys by giving on time early deliveries out of the double team and allowing them that little extra window of space and time to make the right read, and they were very good as well off the ball.
Christian Winfield.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. Is it fair to say that James is maybe more aggressive scoring and looking for his shot in games that Kevin isn't on the floor? And is there a way maybe to kind of balance some of that aggression to when he's actually on there with Kevin on the floor?
I don't know if I agree with that. I think it's more like when he has his legs and he's feeling good, I don't think it matters who's on the floor. We have to also understand he's adapting to a long layoff, 10 new teammates, and a bunch of stuff thrown at us. So, even though, we've played a third of the season or whatever it is, it still feels pretty new in many respects. And so I think he's managed all that. And, I think when he has the legs underneath him like he does tonight, I think we see a very aggressive James regardless of who's on the floor. But there's a lot for him to navigate, after that summer of inactivity. Like I said, a whole bunch of new teammates, losing Kai at the start. It's a lot of shifting and kind of trying to reimagine who we are. And I think that plays a role in some nights in the way James plays, because he's the guy with the ball in his hands.
Tom Dowd.
Hey, Steve, James hit a milestone tonight. He's the 10th player in NBA history with 20,000 points, 6,000 assists, 5,000 rebounds. Just curious what you think that says about his impact as a player and his place in NBA history. It's a pretty select group.
Yeah, I mean, he's historically great. I mean, the numbers he's put up are, incredible. He's one of the best players of his generation. And, it's mind-boggling to think of all the numbers he's put up and all the success he's had. And, I just think he is one of those very, very special players, not only of his generation, but historically, and the numbers back it up.
Steve, when you said that James was doing homework, what did it entail? Was he watching film on himself and how he might fit in? Or
no, sorry, I just meant he was like working out at home,
Okay.
trying to stay sharp and do what he could. I know he was eager when he was isolated, and I know he did some work at home too. So, he was symptomless. So he, I think did a good job of doing what he could at home to put himself in a position to hit the ground running when he was back on the court and then in practice, and then took off obviously in the Lakers game, but still incredibly impressive. And any type of layoff, to not be on the court, to come back and play at this level is pretty special.
And after all you guys went through last week, to come in here in LA and win both of these games, what does this do for this team as you go back home?
It's just a tribute to the guys of resilience. I said to them after the game, we've managed this COVID situation very well. Now we got to keep building. We'll reincorporate some new guys out of protocols when we get home, and it's important for us to continue to adapt and build and grow and get better. We want to win, we love to win, but really it's about the improvement. So, as we get through this transitional period of getting bodies back and trying to find that cohesion, I think they've done a great job, but we're gonna have to continue to really find it, and because every game from now on is going to look a little different because we're going to add new players.
Last question, back to Alex.
Yes, Steve, you've said a couple of times this year that, you want James in attack mode all the time, and that's when he's at his best and open things up for you guys. I mean, just have these last two games kind of been a microcosm of your vision in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's put a ton of pressure on the defense. I'm not I don't sit, at home thinking like he's got to score and assist and he's got to do this or that. He's just got to be aggressive, try to attack, put pressure on the defense, whether it's a hockey assist or it takes a double team and moves it, whether he scores, gets fouled or throws a lob. It's really just about the mentality to be aggressive and to make the right play. And that's, I think, what, we see from him at his best. And, I know that sometimes when he does that, he just fills the stat sheet in every way and we become accustomed to that. But that's not, as important as the mentality and that ability to continue to put pressure on the defense, try to get downhill, try to touch the paint, try to make that defense collapse. That's really where he brings so much value, regardless if it ends up in a ton of points or assists.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Got it.